smooth and mellow to dark and rich, and finally to luxurious. That's what we got here. Glenfiddich has a great lineup, and you're going to see here from the Vat 01, 2, 3, 4 to the Gran Reserva. This is the 21 year, and then you're going to get the Grand Cru, which is the 23 year. Great lineup, really nice stuff. And we're going to start with the Vat Series, of course, and then we're going to make our way all the way through to the luxury versions. I've got everything lined up so you can look at the color. I don't know if I see much of a color difference. I see a little bit more color here in this Vat 2, and I see a little bit more color here also in this rum cask finish. Obviously, you can't see in the bottle of this Grand Cru, so, you know, we'll just have to see when we pour it in the glass. But I love the bottle, by the way. Just look at that presentation, you know, wood corks on these, and then of course you got like a metallic cork, and then you got the plastic on top, but it's still wood inside. Let's go ahead and pour it up. Let's do the Vat one first, and let's pour up. I'm gonna pour a little more than that. Trying to get it to where we get poured up at the right level each time, so that you guys could see that color as they're compared to one another. And then of course I'm gonna do a lineup without the bottles and all that good stuff. Hey, you see a little bit more color there. That's what I noticed when I first tested it out, and that's what I'm seeing here. This, of course, is the 15 year, and this right here is the 18 year. Yeah, a little more color there as well, and quite a bit more. This has a rum cask finish on the 21 year. Yeah, and then of course you've got this Grand Cru. This is the French Cuvée finish. All right, let's move everything out of their way real quick. Let's put all these side by side. Let's really see what we'll pick up on. Yeah, you see a lot more color down here on this end. You absolutely do. You know, honestly, on the Grand Cru, there's quite a bit of color. I didn't do a comparison before, really pay attention to it. But when you do these comparison videos, you have some fun. You learn new things, and I hope that's what you're seeing now. Right here, you've got light, a little bit of darkness, a little bit similar, and then you just see the darkness come over here. A lot more of like almost an orange tinge to it. You know, it's nice. I like it. Let's go ahead and line them back up. Keep it all organized so we know what we're tasting. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. Of course, you're going to have to pick out one of these for yourself, because obviously you need to support the brand. It's been around since 1887, and they've done a lot of amazing things at Glenfiddich, and I love it. So let's see. Like it. You know, I like the smooth and mellow smell. I like the way it's in my nose. It's great, but it's a little harsh. A little bit of a burn. Not so much into that. Of course, I've gotten some pairings. You know, I've got some little garlic chips, also some salt and vinegar almonds, almost like a pretzel cracker as well, and a little bit of white cheese. I actually got a recommendation from one of the viewers who says, look, man, you shouldn't be mixing chocolate with it while you're doing a tasting and making comparisons. It might mess with the flavors. I said, all right, buddy, cool. I'll do something that's a little more neutral. And of course, I've got my water. You should do the same as well when you're testing this many different whiskeys. All right, now let's go with the Vat 2. No age statement here, but nice. Very good finish as well. A little more spicy, a lot smoother. This is a little more harsh. All right, let's work our way over to this 15 year, Vat 3. Sweetness comes out quickly. Nice, sophisticated finish. Good. I don't think I'm blown away yet by anything that I've tasted. They're all good, but just not amazing. And I don't always think it's an age statement or a cost that makes something better, but there is a level of sophistication that goes into making this, so it happens. Let's see the 18 year. Sweeter. Has a finish that gives you a little bit tingling in the mouth. You almost think that it's going to burn and it's going to be a little harsh, but it's not. It actually finishes super smooth, and that's amazing. That's something that I like. I like that complexity. I like when something has a big, strong finish, because it almost confuses you and your senses. So now go over to this 21 year Gran Reserva. Wow. Fruit, smoothness, elegance. You get citrus fruits, a lot of sophistication, a lot of layers. Mind blowing. Let's go ahead and switch it up to the Grand Cru. And like I said, this is always my honest opinion. I've done other series and I've been blown away by some of the 18 years that actually came out better. Chivas Regal that I recently did, the Altis, which is the 20-year, came out better than the 25-year. It's not like the 25 years is mind-blowing. It just costs twice as much. So, you know, the price differences here are pretty significant once you get to the Grand Cru. But honestly, the Gran Reserva is around 250 bucks, maybe 300. You know, not bad when you compare it to these other guys. Oh, wow. That Grand Cru, it might be untouchable in this group, which is sad because I'm going to take it back through and go head to head, but it just outdoes it all. Same thing happened with the King Alexander and Dalmore, but the 15 got very close in terms of flavor. And also that Glenmorangie, the Signet, just way overdoes it. I'm going to go one more time through them just to be fair. I don't think I'm going to actually do the Vat 1. That just is a little too harsh for me. But I'll go back through the Vat 2. Clear my palate. Vat 3 again. I love the smell of Vat 3. I mean, it's got notes that develop. You know, if I'm going to make a decision about what I'm going to get, it's going to be based on a taste test like this, and I hope you do the same. So pay attention to the end. Let's try the 18-year, a little more water. I'm going to use something neutral, like was recommended to me. Let me get a little bit of this white cheddar. I mean, it's nice, you know. It has that sophistication. It has that bite that you think is going to cause a harshness of a burn, and it doesn't do it. It finishes smooth. It's a 21-year. Wow. Wow. This is salt and vinegar almond. Really good. I think it's neutral. Let's go again to this 23-year, the Grand Cru. I mean, these guys just can't compete. They're good, but they just can't compete. Price difference is pretty significant here. So I'm actually going to go 1, 2, 3. And then that's going to be my final choices to say this is what I think is the best. Let's go back to this 18-year. I mean, we've tested them all up to this point. I got to pick a winner. So I got to pick one out of these 3. Yeah, that's third place. It's not like it's not good. I like how sophisticated it is. I love the price point on it. But if I'm comparing it to these 6, I'm going to have to be honest. Wow. Ay. That's a tough one. 21 is just great. And then the Grand Cru, which is, you know, almost in the same price bracket as the 21-year. So I would say these are relatively similar. That's almost a tie between these two. Wow. They just both have amazing noses, an amazing finish, an amazing palate on both of them. I love this one a little more because of that banana smell. The Grand Cru is missing that, but then it has this whole other buttery side, like a brioche and toasted almond. You know, gotta be honest. The Grand Cru is number 1. The Gran Reserva is number 2. And then this 18-year Vat number 4 is number 3. These other ones are great. Don't get me wrong. I think that they really compete well with one another. But once you move yourself up to the 21 and the 23-year, you know, these are just the winners. This is amazing. I think it's well worth the price. Something you should have in your collection, at least try out. If you've tried out any of these, or do you agree or disagree with me, let me know in the comments. See you again soon.